going to aim for there's some bushes right at the base of the runway. We'll aim for those. And we will try to go. So now we're coming down under 90 as we cross this. Keep some power. Keep our nose up. Keep your nose up. Keep your nose up. More power. As we're coming down here. The reversers. That's about as good as it gets. Get a little bit of a turnaround here. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna hug this left side here. I like our speed. I like how this is going so far. Although I wish I'd gotten on top of my flaps. Good. Don't even need the reversers. Not too bad. Okay, we'll just set ourselves up for a turnaround here. Over here to the house. I'll just kind of cozy up here. Where is it? I think it's over here. Oh yeah, there we go. So here we are at I'll pull right up. Okay, we're at McCall Municipal Airport. We're in the Kodiak 100 with some cargo and a passenger. Flying up to Allison Ranch up on the Salmon River. We're in Idaho. It's the fire jumper base. We're in our U.S. Forest Service livery. And we're going to try to do some kind of challenging bush landings here. I've been enjoying this little circuit that I kind of discovered through the actual Quest Kodiak promotional materials. So let's go ahead and get our plane turned on here. Let's go ahead and turn the auxiliary display off over there, or the backup system. Let's get our oxygen monitor on. Let's get our aux bus on. Let's get our AC going. Let's get our beacon and navs configured. So we're taking off at McCall, and we'll hit Yellowjacket, go up to Shepp, and then to Allison. Waiting for our inertial gyros to come up. Let's go ahead and hit start configuring our fuel for engine start here. We're all good. Okay, our system's finishing up here. Let's go ahead and get our nav mode configured. For GPS will capture, and then we're all good for engine start. So we'll say clear prop, and then pump and the starter, and we're going to watch the NG pressure. Let it get to about 20 before we go to low idle. Get stabilized, we'll go to low idle. And we're going to watch the inner turbine temperature and make sure it doesn't go over 600. Should be good for our start here. Great. So we can go ahead and let's move the prop to the middle position, turn on our alternator generator, and we can turn off our starter and our pump. Great, let's get our weather.
Kilo Mike Yankee Lima, automated weather observation 1300 Zulu. Wind 068 at Niner.
So the wind's going to the east.
7.
We can take off to the south here.
Few clouds at 13,300 feet.
Now we're just going to get our altimeter.
2.13 C. Altimeter 2986.
2986. Great. Okay, we can announce our taxi.
Kilo
here.
Mike Yankee Lima traffic BA 1001 is taxiing to runway 34.
Alright. Let's go ahead and flip our parking brake off. Go ahead and taxi over. Let's just go ahead and move our prop up to full. So I just leave it on low idle for taxiing. And then we'll come over here and go ahead and get our pitch trim configured. Kodiak has a lot of lift and also tends to want to spin the airplane to the left when we give it all throttle. So we're going to go ahead and configure for 3 degrees right rudder. And we can go a little bit more with our pitch trim. Great. Alright, let's announce our departure to the south.
Kilo Mike Yankee Lima traffic BA 1001 taking off runway 34 south departure.
So we'll get our landing lights on, our strobe and pitot heat on. And we'll get our flaps configured. Get on the runway here. Last check, fuel's configured. We can go ahead and lock in. Fuel's configured. Flaps and trim are configured for takeoff. We can go to full condition. Generator and alternator are on. Lights are all configured. We're good to go. Alright. Building some back pressure. Airspeed's alive. Rotate about 70 and rotate. I'll continue to the south departure here. Now let's start hooking to the left here. Go and back off the prop a hair and back off the mix. Go ahead and climb a bit. Go ahead and start backing off on our trim. And move flaps back to neutral. There's McCall back there. McCall Lake, and we're headed over here to the east. We'll head over these ridges. Yeah, so I found this, there were some bush trips advertised on the Quest YouTube channel, and when I was watching it, it had Allison Ranch and Shepp Ranch, and it looked like some really fun landing challenges. So, and that along with Yellowjacket has certainly proved to be pretty challenging. But it's also helped learn the Quest Kodiak quite a bit, having those as fixed challenges. So go over here and take a look at them, try them again. I go out, see my U.S. Forest Service livery here. That's a nice staining from the exhaust. And the logo on the back there. We'll just fly up over these peaks right here. And you can see our course deviation indicator kind of lining up as we get on our path here. We can go ahead and turn off our taxi and landing lights. And we'll just climb. So we got our passenger back there. We'll drop off at Yellowjacket. Oof, a lot of thermals, a bit of turbulence. You can feel the lift. Oof. Alright, we're going to be heading down to that little convergence of valleys down there. We'll just keep an eye on our speed, make sure we don't overspeed on the descent down. And then Yellowjacket Ranch and the Salmon River are up that valley. We follow that river up. So good. Alright, I'm going to back off on the prop here. We're actually going to lean the mixture some. Which with the thin air up here, it should be okay. We need more oxygen in it anyway, but as well, it's going to keep us from overspeeding. Whoa. That was not good. That was weird. in there. In real life. Not the plane. It's really beautiful up here. But I am dying to try the new Papua New Guinea and Hawaii and some of the other tropical areas. So hopefully migrating on from this particular set of challenges after this. Not doing too bad here. We're not even close to our overspeed. There it is, peeking in at the top there. It's been a pretty good descent. Whoa. Turbulence. So that's the really tricky thing with this Yellowjacket approach that we'll be doing here is it's right up against a ridge. So as you come over that ridge, I've gotten some turbulence or some a little bit of lift that I wasn't expecting. It's kind of a nice challenge. It's an incline, a hell of an incline on the runway. Actually, taking off is almost as much of a challenge. And taxiing up there is not easy either. So it's some pretty comedic taxiing fiascos. If you ever want to see the Kodiak on its tail, go up there and taxi around a bit, and you'll eventually tip it over. So we're coming up here on the junction of these rivers, and we're going to head to the north, and we're landing on the slope on the right up there. This is Wiley Ranch over here. Although this airstrip needs some love for sure. Yeah. Sticking out like a sore thumb, but this area is really, really nice. Alright, so we can start looking for our landing over there. It's going to be the second of two notches. Probably going to emerge right in this area right here. We'll catch a second merge or second notch. It'll basically be like our like a sight on a gun, a bit of a target. Yeah, I can see the runway coming into sight here. So we can go ahead. Let's go ahead and flip our landing lights on, so we don't have to deal with it. I'm not going to worry about calling this in, because that menu scenario is a bit of a fiasco. We're just going to slowly reduce speed as we head towards that notch. Crabbing a bit here. Looks like there's a bit of a wind. Go to the first stage of flaps. Want to be about 90 knots, 85 to 90 knots as we come over that. And we don't want to be messing with flaps. Once we pass that, because it's going to be important that we're really in control. And we don't have any reason to float. Looking at my trip configuration here. I'm okay with it right now. So we're going to aim for there's some bushes right at the base of the runway. We'll aim for those. And we will try to go. So now we're coming down under 90 as we cross this. Keep some power. Keep our nose up. Keep your nose up. Keep your nose up. More power. As we're coming down here. The reversers. That's about as good as it gets. Get a little bit of a turnaround here. Nice. All right, that was I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and line up here. And we'll dump our passenger. And this is almost as tricky. All right, so let's get our some balances up here. We will go ahead and lose. I want to say goodbye. Have yourself a nice time at Yellowjacket Ranch. I'm going to get rid of her. Okay, so that's 150 pounds lighter, and let's go ahead and get rid of a bit on our left side. Give her her luggage. Okay. So she's gone. Close this up, and let's go ahead and configure ourselves. So, this is what I wish I had remembered. Definitely want to be going in with full mixture just in case we need it. I am going to actually configure us for no flaps. And I'm going to give us a little bit of pitch trim, and we'll see if we can just kind of float without stalling and swing out to the right. Basically, you don't want to climb here. What you want to do is stay low so you don't stall out, and then we'll just angle to the right and get out of here. It's not too bad if you stick with that. Okay, we don't need the AC anymore. All right, I don't even know why I'm messing with that. Okay, we're all good, all good, all good. Here we go. Oh, I'll hit the brake. Okay, and we're off. Airspeed's alive. We're gonna take off. We're just gonna try to float it to the right here. Got plenty of speed, no need to worry about stalling, and plenty of room to clear. Good. All right. So let's go ahead. Oh, I don't want to pull back on that. I want to pull back on my trim. Whoa. I think that was a combination of my controls and turbulence we hit. We will back off on the trip. On the prop a bit, and a bit. Okay, and then let's go ahead and adjust our rudder trim to account for our lightened load, and then we can go ahead and turn off our landing lights. Alright, and then what we'll do is I actually want to take this valley down to Shepp. So we'll deviate here, head over here, and head up over those mountains just to have a bit of variety. Let's see, what do we got here? Flaps, it's all configured, all good. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't think I am. Great. I was very happy with that landing. Takeoff was fine. Just kind of build altitude and head up over the left up here. Right over that little nook right there. Yeah, so the trick with the Kodiak is that the engine is extremely powerful, and the problem is that it has a tendency to want to really rotate the aircraft to the left and at low speeds. And so what you don't want to do is you just got to be really measured in what you do under emergency conditions. You just got to know you don't want to gun it, or if you do, that you got to pitch forward hard when you do. Probably give it some right rudder to compensate for the pull. And it's all about managing the power under those circumstances. That's where you get into trouble. Up over this ridge, and then we should see our little passage, our little pass that we're going to take. That's just a nice glide down at that point, and bypasses some of that. We'll see some of that when we head back that way anyway. So. Pull way back on throttle. Let's actually back our mixture off a bit. Kind of just come down here. Just going to make sure we don't overspeed and stress the aircraft, but it should be okay. Kind of nice slaloming down here, and we don't have a passenger. We don't have to worry about any vomiting episodes or anything like that, or negative feedback on my performance. We'll just slalom down here. Let's see if we can put together a good Shepp Ranch landing here. So Shepp Ranch is a dogleg right. We'll come down to the Salmon River here. We'll kind of get into the valley, and then try to hook in at about 90 knots again. Just trying to make sure that we keep our speed up, and there's a couple trees around the threshold that we need to make sure we clear. And then there's, unfortunately, a bit of a slope at the end of the runway before an additional flat. So in theory, you can survive the slope. It's just, it seems like it's right in the danger zone for me. So, a little coordinated turnaround here. Come down into here. And we'll try to burn some speed off. I'm going to bring my prop and mixture all the way up so that I can balance get my throttle calibrated for it. I don't like going in with reduced mixture just because I want the power there if I need it. So let's start easing our descent here. Let's see if we can come in at around 90, 95. How are we doing? Trim's good. This left side here. I like our speed. I like how this is going so far. Although I wish I'd gotten on top of my flaps. Good. Don't even need the reversers. Not too bad. Okay, we'll just set ourselves up for a turnaround here. Alright, that was pretty good. Alright, now is the next tricky part. It's getting out of here in one piece. Alright, we can drop some more of our cargo here. So, let's see, we will drop off, let's say 60 pounds, 50 pounds. Let's drop 50. Alright, and then we're gonna go oh, you know what? Let's stick with 100 right. It's going to compensate for me. That's good. That looks good. Not too worried about it. And then, let's see. I do not want... I think I'm going to go with 10-degree flaps. I'm going to leave my trim where it is. You know what? I'm going to go just a bit. And then right rudder trim, I think 5 is okay. And then let's go ahead and get our taxi on here, or our landing lights on. Okay, I think we're all good. Alright. Full throttle up. Mixture and we're off. Pitch forward a bit just to make sure we don't stall, and then we got to turn pretty hard here because we're going to run out of room pretty quick. But again, because we're not climbing, we can avoid stalling, and we're all good. All right, on to Allison Ranch. Do anything stupid on the way. All right, let's get our ease back on our prop. Let's ease back on our mix bit. We can go ahead and take back our flaps and pull back on our trim. All right, and we're headed along the Salmon River here. Pretty happy with those first 2 landings and takeoffs. That taking off from Shepp Ranch has been a lot more tricky than that last one I just did. It was pretty tame by comparison, so. We should be okay for Allison. Allison is the trickiest of the 3, but I feel like I'm getting it down pretty well. I'll just enjoy the Salmon River as we navigate our way. We can take some shortcuts, trim some of the fat from the journey. Save ourselves a little time, but making good time. Should be okay. Trim is feeling pretty good. Feels like we're pretty level. We're headed up here to where the Salmon River meets the other river we were following earlier. It's the intersection that we didn't take. There's a nice little airstrip at the base of this. Somebody did a nice job with. Yeah. So we were over there earlier. That's the route to back to Yellowjacket. This is the airstrip we're talking about. Nice little area there. It actually looks pretty nice. Mind taking off from there sometime. All right, we're now headed for our final destination. Adjusting my VR headset a bit. I do wish, you'll see that I'm reaching over a lot, and I do wish that I had a left-handed stick actually, or a yoke, which would enable my right hand to be free for the mouse. It's just got too eager when I started flight simming and went out and bought a right-handed joystick. Didn't really think about what I wanted. Would have been easier than, although I guess I could, learn to do a left-handed mouse, but I'd rather not. That might not be a bad thing. Maybe I'll give it a try sometime. Build my ambidextrous brain. It's very much not ambidextrous at the moment. It's really pretty. There's a bit of a line in the haze here, which I've seen since the World Update 11. I noticed it in New Zealand. And they haven't fixed it yet. I'm assuming it's like that's the zero plane for the volume or something. Like it's the zero axis for the Y direction. Or I guess it would be Z direction in games. Surprised they haven't fixed that yet. in general, most of the textures are pretty good up in this area. Although I'm running the game on medium, I think, medium textures or high, just to try to make my recording playback actually smoother. My in-sim, it's buttery smooth, but in terms of when the recording happens, I think it's the Steam VR layer that it's getting, which is maybe before some of the things that are getting applied, or the OpenVR stream. So maybe it's not getting DLSS or other features or something, I don't know. Just know it's a lot choppier. I have to pull back on my texture resolution for recordings to be smoother. So. If anybody has insight, they can leave a comment on that. I'm curious to know the answer to. Let's start slowing down here. I'm looking to reduce my altitude, though the runway is a bit up. It's not at the river level. It is slightly above, overlooking. Over the left side of this. This reminds me actually of the Quentin Lodge approach with my little lump that I like to key off of on there. So we start slowing down, getting ourselves down to that 85, 90 knots for a turn. Got another little airstrip here, which is quite a bit easier, but apparently can't lug the supplies up the hill, so and we are right after that little mound there, so slow it down. I can hug the right side of the wall here so I can get a nice turn in, square up on the runway. Oh, and I think we're down low. We have to be lower. We've got to be lower. Yep, there it is. So it's after this big notch. I'm liking this though. We're feeling pretty good right now. Over here to the house, just kind of cozy up here. Where is it? I think it's over here. Oh yeah, there we go. So here we are at I'll pull right up. watch me crash here. All right. Turning this thing off is tricky because you gotta bring the temperature down, which I don't remember how to do, so I will just slowly let it come down. RPM's coming down. And then I think we can slowly bring the temperature down now. Nice.